After 904 days, Jonathan Isaac is finally back. So you already know what we doing. Hidden highlights. Let's get straight to it. Hey, overall though, this night was a good night for Isaac, especially on a return game after missing 2.5 years. But that first shot's always gonna be rushed, just like that one right there. It's gonna be rushed just a little bit because Isaac got some time to take a second dribble, but notice where he begins to gather the ball from, damn near the 3-point line. And now he's jumping off a two, has to get past Brown, and he's not even able to reach the rim and put the right touch on it. And then ATO after timeout play right here. Just get Isaac an ISO. Give him a little feel for it. Give him a little feel for it. Spin move. That was not Jonathan Isaac I remember. That was not the Jonathan Isaac I remember. Was he? Has he been in his bag? Has he been in the gym? Because he also had a couple threes on the night. That's not the J I remember shooting shots like this, hitting contested shots like this. This is not who I remember. I'm telling you, this is not the J I remember. The J I remember was just locking people up. He was not doing anything offensively. But now he's getting old boards, getting in traffic, finishing through contact. If you do that, for sure gonna be a starter. For sure gonna end up getting that starting spot eventually. That wasn't real, right? I don't think that was legit. That wasn't legit. Now I know Isaac couldn't shoot, but like, that's not real. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's not real. Skip that one. Now this is not even about Isaac. This is about Carter and Cole being able to help out Isaac guard his matchup. Because defense is a team thing, not just a one-on-one matchup the whole game. And so this is one of the toughest actions in the NBA to guard, if you never noticed, where they have this screen and they have this guy in the free throw line area and they come out to the top. That's one of the hardest things to guard because they have to communicate. These two guys down here have to communicate. Are they switching? Are they staying? Who's picking up who? So it's almost like you're guarding two actions at the same time. And so if you're Cole and Wendell Carter in the situation, they didn't even get either one of them. They didn't get Cornette, they didn't even get Hauser, nor did they get Jaylen Brown coming off the screen. And Cole is just light years late, so Jaylen Brown just lines that up. All right, now that's the one. That's the J I remember. The J I who won't hit threes like that. But hey, he hit a couple on the night. Yeah, he hit a couple on the night. Let me find out he been in his bag for real. Let me find out he really been in the gym. That was a 2K animation. That was a 2K animation right there. That was textbook out of 2K. It's just because Jonathan Isaac has the interceptor Hall of Fame. Ball just went straight to him. And that trailing three. If he gets that trailing three, he's going to be starting alongside Markelle Fultz, Franz Wagner, Paulo, and Wendell Carter. And that is one hell of a defensive lineup. Tell me who's going to be able to score on that lineup right there. You know how much length that is? Pause. You know how much length that is? That's going to be extremely difficult to guard, to score on for any team in the league. And especially Boston. Boston has a hard time guarding Orlando as is. So imagine if Orlando, as they get older, Tatum and JB going to have some trouble. They're going to have some trouble with the Orlando Magic. Mind you, Magic are 3-1 against the Celtics this year on the season series. And I don't care about the injuries you're going to talk about. We ain't going to talk about the injuries because they had their stars at the end of the day. That scared me. It's something about some certain movements when people take these long, slow Euros. He put so much weight on each leg, it scared me for a second. I got scared. Cause if Isaac get injured again, I don't know. I don't know. I'll just lose all faith, all hope. Got that three ball. If you get that three ball, like I was saying, that's gonna be one scary lineup. Hey, possession right after. And right back down. Steal in the bucket, but let me break down this steal right quick though. If you're a longer, lengthier player, of course you're going to be able to get more steals because your distance you're able to reach to get the ball. But especially on crossovers is where it's going to help the most. Because you know when players go for steals on crossovers, they reach low. You're going to see a hand come low like this. underneath and try to swipe at it. And so the key to having a good crossover is having that ball low. But if you're a lengthy player and you're already low to the ground and have a base, then it's going to be easier for you to reach more crossovers than the regular player. And so Isaac in the situation, he's already in his base. He's wide. That's how he plays defense. Then gets that hand low, even though JB makes a good cross. That cross is far away, but Isaac's length is able to hit that ball while it's still low and out of his hands. And now, we're not just going to talk about Jonathan Isaac today. We're going to talk about Franz Wagner too. Franz Wagner has some highlights I want to talk about in this game as well. And Franz has been playing great lately. So let's take a look at all this. His angles. Now, when you know something's coming, it's better you prepare beforehand. Just get your work done early so that after it does occur, like say in this situation, a screen or a handoff, as you come off the screen or coming past the person who handed the ball off, you're in better positioning to recover. Notice Franz in this case. Notice how his body's positioned. It's almost like he's forcing him the other way. But your goal is to try to get over that screen. So he just needs to push up, flip his stance a little bit so his right leg is in and his left foot is dropped back so that he could slide over that top of the screen, maybe even get thin enough not to get hit at all. But now he has to stop, chase up, go over, then go back downhill. Whereas if he stepped up, flip that stance, it's just sliding downhill and being able to recover. It's just little efficiencies and movements that's going to help him be able to get better positioning instead of being on his backside right here, being more so on this hip and being able to discourage that pass to Cornet. And not even allowing JB to enter this gap right here. We all know that don't count. We all know that shot don't count. Hey, Franz knows it shouldn't count his damn self because he missed that shot by 2 feet. About 2 feet. There's no backboard right there. He missed the rim by 2 feet. And you know he was trying to go glass. He know damn well that it don't count. Look at him. He hit a walk of shame to the bench, even though he just hit a buzzer beater. 0.1 seconds left. 0.1 seconds left. Walk of shame to the bench. He's like, damn, it went in. I'll take it. Shit, I'll take it too. You got to run the play. You don't got to run the play. You got to read the play. Anytime you enter any action, don't just look for what's going on, what you're supposed to do. Don't be textbook. Don't be a robot. You got to read within the play, and that's how you're going to be able to make plays. Boom. Tatum's dead on the screen. They made the switch. JB is late on it. Didn't communicate on time so they can make that switch. He could switch up. That should be a shot right there. Easy. That's too much distance. If he recognized that early, stopped on the dime, got that shot up, easy 3. Easy look. I'm telling you, read the play. Don't just run the play. Great hands. I don't even know if you peeped that Franz got a hand on that. Great hands there by Franz. But where would you want to go in the situation? Where should he go in the situation? Notice the attention from Tatum and notice the attention from White. Tatum is only playing Paulo. He's already on this left side. He knows that it's either going to be attack to the rim or he's just going to take away Paulo. He's not worried about any of this back here, trailing behind, run on the side. And even White too. White head is turned completely to the left and he's coming in position to stop Paulo from getting to the rim. So where should this pass go to? Fultz trailing right here. Because if White wants to be able to recover, he's going to have to stop, turn 180, and be able to somehow get in legal guarding position and not foul Fultz. And even in this case, if you know we want to go up with this, hit Fultz, he hits Carter on this trail, down the lane, bucket or foul. It's either one of the two. It'll be either one of the two. Because there's no way White would be able to recover in that situation. And then he got another go at it. Another go at it. That's what it should have been the first time. That's what it should have been that first time. Fultz coming down the lane, be able to get a look at that rim. Would he have boomed that? I don't know if he would have boomed it. But I know damn well Fultz would have been able to at least get a shot off or drop it back for a dime. And something I don't think a lot of people realize about Franz is he's a really good finisher. He's actually a good finisher, but the thing that makes people overlook it and not really recognize it is because he's stiff. It's stiff. It's not really. He doesn't have a crazy handle. His handle is kind of stiff. His movement is a little stiff. But once he gets downhill, gets to his lane, he has a bunch of lays and floats that he gets to when he comes off screens or all these handoffs. And like I said, it's only because he's stiff, so people aren't gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, he's really good," because it doesn't look super pretty. But he's getting the job done at the end of the day. Like, I ain't get too many clips from this game, but if you watch Franz, you done seen a lot of it. There's a lot of it. You watch Franz, you can go watch a lot of Franz highlights, and you'll see a bunch of finishes, but his movement is a little stiff. But he's getting the job done. And then 2K steal. 2K steal, take it back out, and that is game time. The Orlando Magic 3-1 against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics got a young team on the rise that it seems like they struggle against. So Celtics, you better hope that the Magic don't get that AFC, because that 3-1 season series may be a little tough for Boston. Hey, I'm not saying nothing, but that's a matchup to look forward in the future. So that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications, and we out of here.